Hello, hello, hello. That seems to be working. All right, we should be live and ready to go. Doesn't look like anyone has joined yet, but that was kind of what I was expecting with a last second stream. It is my day off, so kind of just a last second decision to stream. So that puts us where we're at, but we're going to get along with it anyway. Let's drop this pre-stream banner down, and whew, am I bright. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. That looks a bit better. Alrighty. So today we are just going to talk football, and mostly Falcons football because that's what I'm familiar with, of course. But also totally keen with doing anything fantasy if anyone hops in or whatever. Alright, I was just checking to make sure that everything sounds good. Seems like it does. So we'll get into it. I'm also making a Falcons video, so that's what this is. This is just a Google Doc that we're going to type in some information and start doing some research. Sorry for that pop up on screen right there. But yeah, I want to make a video addressing the upcoming Falcons season. So we're going to go ahead and do that while on the live stream, and then if anyone else joins, we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited for the upcoming Falcons season. We'll see how they do. I'm sure it won't be as good as I hope, but we're just going to start typing away at a script, and then this kind of shows the the thought process behind these videos. Around the corner. But yeah, if you're joining the stream, I'm down to talk, fantasy football. I plan to run a couple mock drafts later in fantasy football because I will be having my drafts in the upcoming weeks. So I know I have the 6th overall pick in one of the drafts, so I'd like to run some mock drafts and see how they turn out. But, so fantasy football is also around the corner, and then just talking NFL. For this video, if you've seen any of my videos, I like to start with a little, jokey intro. I think we're going to do, a Here's Johnny meme with the Falcons breaking through the door. Or kind of like the We're Here thing. Or I can't spell today. I think I can't spell or type on my keyboard because I've been typing so much at work that I've gotten used to that keyboard. And for the first time in a long time, there is actually hope in the state of Georgia. It feels like while Peach State fans will always have the Bulldogs to look forward to, I haven't. It has been hard to look forward to an NFL season as a Falcons fan. Oops. Welcome into the stream if you're joining. Right now, just working on a script for the Falcons preseason 2024 video, as you can clearly read. But if you're joining and you want to talk football or want to talk fantasy football, we'll be getting into fantasy football shortly, as I'm going to run some mock drafts because I know what pick I'm going to be in my main league, so I want to see how that works out. But of course, willing to talk anything NFL. And then this is just kind of a view into the background of what making a video for this channel looks like. And I know it's not an amazing channel with super high quality videos, but this is what I can do in my time. And we're just pounding out a script right now. I can't believe it's been 7 years since the Falcons have even sniffed a chance at the playoffs. It's crazy. And it's one of the longest streaks. I think the Jets are the only other, and at least, the Jets had something to look forward to with Aaron Rodgers. I know that fell off a cliff really, really fast, but Falcons, this is the first year, I think, since 2017 where there's like an actual expectation to make the playoffs, right? Like last year, maybe even the year before, there was like, I think we got a shot to make the playoffs. Now it's like, we better make the playoffs and make some noise. I give us a higher than 65% chance to make the playoffs. So this is the first year since 2017, the start of 2017, where it's like, okay, we can actually do something here. And then I'm going to talk about draft night. Welcome into the stream. If you're just joining, go ahead and talk in the chat. We can discuss, answer questions, talk about whatever may be on your mind. I believe that chat pop-up should be working. I hope it is. As you can see just below me, there's a thing on the chat, so hopefully that works out well. We'll see. I'm a little scared of it, but if you have any questions or anything. Honestly, just months ago, it seemed like the Falcons were digging themselves even deeper into the pit. I was not a fan of the Michael Penix Jr. pick, to say the least. If you follow me on Twitter, you would know I was raging on the main timeline. Michael Penix Jr. played good in his first preseason game, though. I think he played really well. Looked like a top QB, which was, we were unsure that's what he would look like. I mean, Caleb Williams played very well, low completion percentage, and honestly not a great first 2 drives for Caleb Williams, but you kind of expect that your first NFL drive, even if it is in preseason, your first 2, your first 3, you expect some butterflies, right? And that's really what Caleb Williams experienced, and then he came out and showed that, man, he might have Patrick Mahomes upside. That's what he was showing. Do I think he'll reach that? No, because right now I think it's not hard to say that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback we've seen in terms of talent. So obviously you can't project someone to ever become the best, but he's got the upside of someone up there. And it's hard to describe him as any other player than Mahomes because they do a lot of similar things. And Mahomes, when he does things unique to him, it is truly unique. It's hard to compare at least any modern day quarterback to anyone but Mahomes when they do the stuff that Caleb Williams does. So let's go through. As you can see, this is my script for draft. Did the Falcons take any player that I mentioned? No, I said the edge rusher. They didn't take a corner. Nope. There are so many Nope. Alright, well. The Vikings get McCarthy at 8. Woo! I did that. I said that. But the rest is not correct. So, whoopsie. I really wanted Jonah Ellis too. We got Braylon Trice, but he's on the IR now. So do we really even have Braylon Trice? Alright, let's keep going. The Falcons came out of right field and selected Michael Penix Jr. Insert my tweets and videos. Whoa, why'd we get big text back? Not what I wanted. Jeez Louise. Alright. Safe to say, I wasn't exactly a fan. However, Penix went Alright, so this is the start of the script. Think I like it. Think it sounds about right. I think Penix did all those things I said he did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said them. But, oh, don't listen to that. Sorry. Trying to cue up some music in the background. So hopefully you guys can hear a little bit of music. And hopefully it's not too loud to where we get copyright strike. So I will say, like, when we were talking about Caleb Williams isn't exactly young, but he's not exactly old into the terms where his first 2 drives you would expect him to come out and play like he's been playing college football forever. Michael Penix has played college football forever. So it was good to see from Penix that he would come out and immediately test the ball downfield. He wasn't taking checkdowns when he shouldn't be, and he was taking them when he should be, and it was really a good showing of his age and his maturity and where he is at and seeing the game. And I don't really think that part was ever under question inside his draft process. But it was good to see. So, and the benefit of his age is he looked extremely composed for being his first. Penix was testing the defense, stretching the field, and composed in the pocket. His arm talent was also on display. And he truly did look good. And has started to turn my opinion around on him. And Coach Raheem Morris seemed even more happy with his play by having him not play preseason week 2 and saying he saw enough. The Falcons didn't exactly dig their pit deeper, and this is where we're going to get into the edge rusher, Braylon Trice. So the Falcons drafted edge rusher Braylon Trice, and he immediately gets hurt and goes on to long-term IR. He's going to be out for the season, and the problem with that is the Falcons' edge rushing was so bad that I thought they were going to spend their first-round pick on it. Of course, we just talked about they went to Michael Penix Jr., but they do trade for Matthew Judon. So that's an upgrade, but it would be great to have Matthew Judon and Braylon Trice. But these aren't the Falcons of old. If I had to pick out one fact to point out in this video, it really doesn't feel like these are the Falcons of old. Like, something seems different. And I know fans like to talk themselves into that this team is different than last year's every single year. But this time, it's truly, like, feels different. Like, the Falcons don't feel like they're stuck in a hole. Which is, for me, been different because, like I said earlier, these past years, it's felt like we know we're going to be bad. We might somehow sneak into the playoffs. This year, we are hoping for playoffs, and if we don't, it's a disappointment. Like 7-9 last year, honestly, that might have been the bright side, and Falcons fans were upset, but like with that team, go back and look at that team on paper, like, that was the best team of Arthur Smith's tenure for sure, but still, it was not a good team. So, what's up, man? Good to see you. Nice to see you subbed. Yeah, rise up, Falcons. Hopefully we'll be better this season. I appreciate you joining in. You know, I do a lot of videos on this channel, so right now we're just making a script for the next video, but if you have any questions or want to talk, obviously I'm not the forefront of Falcons news, but yeah, feel free to leave them in chat. Writing this video talking about how this year feels different, and I know fans like to say often we feel different, but this year something feels like something better is going to happen. This team, it's not even so much the team, it's the front office, the coaching. Like, it feels like Terry Fontenot finally has the power he should have. Like, he's leading the team. It's not Arthur Blank and the puppets of Rich McKay and stuff. So I'm looking forward to this year. So I'm excited to see the Falcons this year. So we'll see what Matthew Judon can do. We will feel the impact of Judon and, yeah, Simmons this year. It's going to make teams question what the... Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about with the edge rusher group, I think you're exactly right, Judon, Simmons. It's going to be impactful. The only thing is other edge rushers. Like, you do have to be worried that Judon might get doubled, and, you know, Grady is going to have to win one-on-ones, which I don't think he's ever really experienced before, because it's usually he can get doubled. So, you know, it's going to be up to Grady and Judon to build off each other, which is going to be interesting to see. Grady's getting up there in age. Judon is up there in age, returning off injuries. So those are the immediate worries for me, is the age and how they play off of each other. And then the backup worry is how the younger group, the edge rushers, are going to play. However, obviously with that stated, this is the best spot the defense has been in terms of personnel in a while. So just with that in mind, it's really good. And Simmons this year, Simmons is going to be good in his spot. I actually am more excited for him because he's old. Everyone's complaining he's old. You know, the people that doubt him are saying he's old. He is a strong safety with Jesse Bates next to him. He doesn't have to be fast. He doesn't have to... He just needs to be half the player he's been in his career, and he would be excellent because he's paired with Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell. So, in that way, I think the Simmons signing is going to show out even more just by the fact that they need him to do less, if that makes sense. Last year, but before that, he was a 4-time straight Pro Bowler. I believe that is right, but I'm going to have to fact check that. That's just off my head. So whenever I'm writing a script and need to fact check something, I just put it in red. And of course, this is what I do for a living, is writing scripts, so ignore the spelling mistakes. Like I said, it's a bit different with this keyboard, but Judon was injured for a majority of last year, but before that, he was a four-time straight Pro Bowler. I don't like how that's worded, but we'll figure it out. Offers an instant boost on the edge. He might be the greatest pass rusher. Yeah. And that's all we need from Simmons. Just do your... Yeah, Simmons is, like... And it's the funny thing, too, because Simmons is perhaps the best second safety. And, you know, I consider it a strong safety role, but that we've had in ever? Like, ever since the year 2000. He's got to be the best strong safety we've had. I don't want to evaluate before that, but you can't really think of much better. So, and it'll be interesting to see how Judon slots in on the edge with Grady and how that whole unit will work, but certainly much better than it's been. And it's the same with Judon. I can't believe that Justin Simmons was on the market for as long as he was. That's the ridiculous part to me. He should not have been a guy that was available to this point. Now, he might have been available again because he's older and didn't want to go through... Oh, I just realized you guys can't see at all when I'm typing. Because he's older and didn't want to go through training camp as much, which is fair and valid, and waiting for the best offer and best spot. But it amazed me that he was on the market for as long as he was. And for the reasons listed, that's why he was. But Falcons got a steal. Alright, I need to go for a second, so I will be back. If you want to leave questions in chat for when I get back, I will be back very, very shortly. But seems like my AC has broken, so I'm going to go try and figure that out. Oops, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Alright, I'll leave y'all with some music. Alright, I am back. So sorry about that. That, not awesome, but I don't know what's going on. So, DeMarco Helms, the believed starting safety for the Falcons, also went down with an injury and is out for this season. I believe that's true again. I will fact check that one. Is out for the season. And again, Fontenot got to work immediately and signed free agent Justin Simmons. Oh, that's not good. We're all in red. Justin Simmons is a 4-time All-Pro and one of the most dominant safeties in the past 25 years. And he joins a team that has lacked elite safety play and he joins a team that has lacked elite safety play for a long time. Jesse Bates was a Simmons will pair with Jesse Bates to be one of the best 1-2 punches over the top in the NFL. All right. We're going to take a little bit of break because script writing can be boring, and we're going to do this. This is PFF's Fantasy Simulator. Actually, I'm going to put it back to this, and then if you just give me 1 second, I'll fix it all up. Oh, I guess I'm going to do it on here anyway, because why not? All right. If you ever wanted to see what it looks like behind the scenes of OBS, here you go. All right, that should be good. All right, so I'm going to be draft pick 6 because that's what I got in my real league. Number of teams, 12 is about right. Snake works. PPR, I believe it's PPR. That all is fine, whatever. All right, I don't care. Let's just launch. Alright, so at 6, I should get one of the wide receivers and or Bijan Robinson. Okay, Breece Hall went 3. Amon-Ra went 2. That's just absolutely insane. I think Jamar Chase is the obvious pick here. Not obvious, Bijan would have been good as well. And then what I like about the 6 is that I don't have to wait a super long time around the turn. I've got good picks here. Devontae Adams would probably be my pick here, but Derrick Henry, when I don't have a running back, is too good to pass up, in my opinion. Drake London's still on the board. Devon A-Chain's still on the board. I don't think... Oh, my goodness. Go away. I don't think either of them would still be on the board. I am going to go Mike Evans because that's a little bit more believable. I also am not a big fan of Devon A-Chain. Like, I will be avoiding Devon A-Chain pretty much in every draft I do. Alvin Kamara I would have loved at this spot. Trey McBride just went, so I assume the top tight ends are off the board. Yeah, it's Mark Andrews isn't a horrible pick here. Mark Andrews might be the pick. Ooh, Debo. Debo, this might change, but I'm going to go with Debo. Debo, if Brandon Ayuk gets traded, which I'm taking him here in the assumption he does, Debo would be an awesome pickup in a fantasy draft. Ooh, that's not good. George Kittle, at all the tight ends just went off the board, so Kyle Pitts will be mine. Can't not have a tight end. And now the situation with not having a running back becomes bad. Pacheco might have been the pick there, but I still think there's value. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. And now is really when we have to lock in on a running back. Because there's none left. I mean, I can't not take Rashee Rice if he's going to be there. There he goes. It's like, Tony Pollard, I think, will work. That's a good pick. It wants me to take Najee, but I just don't have faith in that split backfield. I have more faith in Tony Pollard. Zeke is going to be my next pick. I know he's way down the board. I don't really care. And then we will look for a QB now, in all likelihood. Ooh, Brock Bowers stands out. Love me some Brock Bowers. I mean, like, I would be good with, like, any of these quarterbacks down here. So it's actually not going to be a quarterback. I can't take Brock Bowers, though. I can't. I really need a wide receiver here. I mean, I'm going to take my shot with Marquise Brown. I probably should have taken Eckler or Singletary, but is what it is. TJ Hawkinson still being so low is surprising. I'm going way down. Where is Chubb? He get drafted? Oh, I guess he did. Interesting. Let's take Caleb Williams. I don't know. Caleb Williams has insane fantasy upside, so we'll do that. And then, is Hawkins Sox still here? Did Hawkins Sox get picked? Yeah, he did. Oh, that sucks. I don't know, man. This is the late rounds. I swear it really just gets into a lot of players you don't really want to pick. I mean, it's going to be Brandon Cooks. I'm surprised Chuba Hubbard is ranked so highly. Alright, well, that's the draft, essentially. I'm not going to keep going, but that was a good first one. Alright, that's that. if you're just joining, we're just writing a script for my next video. So if you're just joining, right in the first script, sorry, there's a lot going on, apparently, especially at work, which is not cool because it's my day off. They did bring back old friend Raheem Morris. Morris was, well, he was a failure in Atlanta as a head coach. Morris was a great DC during his time, but eventually got his shot as a head coach and was poor. However, he was extremely young, and insiders believe he's now I'm excited for Raheem Morris. Obviously not my pick. I put out a video on some of my favorite picks for the head coaching position. He was definitely not one of them. But, I think he'll be better, like I said. Insiders now believe that he is a veteran. He should be a much better head coach. Ooh. Why did I just forget his name? Kyle Shanahan and the Rams head coach, Sean McVay. Jeez. Writing a script and forgetting names is not good. Morris is described as the next great young mind. That's what that should say. Next great young mind in the same tree as Sean McVay. Morris was on the offensive staff. On the offensive staff with the Rams, and inherits a similar situation in QB with the an old banged up quarterback who still has top 10 upside and a boatload of good talent. And on the defensive play calling, Jimmy Lake joins the staff. Lake is an all-timer in terms of play calling. Wow. I have said my love for Ryan Nielsen. Lake might be one of only a few upgrades. It will be interesting to see how he implements his 3-4 defense, which is very different in terms of personnel than Nielsen's. I would say desired personnel. That's the thing, is Jimmy Lake doesn't love what Ryan Nielsen loved, which was big bodies that move fast. Now, everyone loves that, but you obviously can't get that. That's a new generation thing, and it's the best of the best thing. So... I think Alright, welcome in if you're joining the stream. Just writing up a script here. I have a TikTok and YouTube short on this, so I'm not going to waste my time giving y'all the script for it. The Falcons really didn't bring in much more on offense, right? Like Darnell Mooney. The key is they didn't have to. Arthur Smith is gone, and that might be all the offense needed to succeed. This might be a shorter video. I don't know how long this is going to be. So, for the first time in nearly a decade, the Falcons fans truly have something to look forward to. The team has its best roster in a while. The coaching staff seems extremely solid, and for the first time in over 5 years, the team is favored to make the playoffs, according to various sports books. Falcons fans went through hell these past years. Where is... There it is. Alright, so now we're going to record this script. Ooh, it's a good song playing in the background. Alright, so we're going to record this script that we have. So all we do to do that is make sure our recording setup is working. And then we hit this, and then we're looking good. So now we bring our mic closer, and we just read. So, the upcoming NFL season is right around the corner. And for the first time in a long time, there is actually hope in the state of Georgia. While Peach State fans will always have the Bulldogs to look forward to, it has been a hard time to look forward to an NFL season as a Falcons fan since 2017. And if you're like me, 2017 only feels like it's 2 years ago. But it's 7 years. 7 years of no playoffs. 7 years of mediocrity. 7 years of being stuck in a seemingly bottomless pit. And honestly, just months ago it seemed like the Falcons were digging themselves even deeper into the pit. On draft night, the Falcons came out of right field and selected Michael Penix Jr. Safe to say, I wasn't exactly a fan of the pick. However, Penix went on to play extremely well in his first preseason game. Penix was throwing with timeliness and accuracy, and a benefit of his age is that he looked extremely composed of it. I didn't like how I said that. And a benefit of his age is that he looked extremely composed while doing it. Penix was testing the defense, stretching the field, and was composed in the pocket. His arm talent was also on display, and he truly did look good, and has started to turn my opinion around on him. And Coach Raheem Morris seemed even more happy with his play, by having him not play in preseason week 2, saying he saw enough. So the Falcons didn't exactly dig their pit deeper on draft night until Braylon Trice got hurt. Trice was the Falcons' biggest investment on draft night and into the edge rush this offseason. The edge group last season was horrible, truly bad. Trice was supposed to help save that unit. Instead, he got injured in his first game and is out for the season. But these aren't the Falcons of old. GM Terry Fontenot immediately went out and acquired New England edge rusher Matthew Judon. Judon was injured for a majority of last year, but before that he was a 4-time straight Pro Bowler. Judon offers an instant boost on the edge, and he might as well be the greatest pass rusher the Falcons have seen this century. Speaking of the best player the Falcons have had at a position this century, how about Justin Simmons? DeMarco Ellams, the believed starting safety for the Falcons, also went down with an injury and is out for the season. And yet again, Fontenot got to work immediately and signed free agent Justin Simmons. Simmons is a 4-time All-Pro and one of the most dominant safeties in the past 25 years. He joins a team that has lacked elite safety play for a long time. Simmons will pair with Jesse Bates to be one of the best 1-2 punches over the top in the NFL. While the Falcons' corner group is still extremely weak, they got a huge boost with 2 high-caliber players who can help them over the top. This team truly feels different, and we haven't even gotten to the coaching or the offensive side of the ball. The Falcons fired Arthur Smith. That alone should be enough for them to win a Super Bowl. I'm kidding, of course, but one of the worst play callers in Atlanta history is now stinking it up in Pittsburgh. Sorry, Steelers. While the Falcons didn't get one of the best play callers on the market, they did bring back old friend Raheem Morris. Morris was, well, he was a failure in Atlanta as a head coach. Morris was a great defensive coordinator during his time, but eventually got his shot as head coach and was poor. However, he was extremely young, and insiders believe now that he is a veteran, he should be a much better HC. He was a good leader when he was in Atlanta, but now brings the experience of a true play caller and knows the ins and outs of the business. And with Morris, he brings Zach Morris from the Rams as our new offensive coordinator. Zach Morris is described as the next great young mind, in the same tree as Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. Morris was on the offensive staff with the Rams. Morris was on the offensive staff with the Rams and inherits a similar situation with a QB, an old banged-up quarterback. Morris was on the offensive staff with the Rams and inherits a similar situation. He has an old banged-up quarterback who still has top 10 upside and a boatload of good talent. And on the defensive play calling, Jimmy Lake joins the staff. Lake is an all-timer in terms of play calling. While I have said my love for Ryan Nielsen in the past, Lake might be one of the only few upgrades there were. It will be interesting to see how he implements his 3-4 defense, which is very different in terms of desired personnel than Nielsen's. Of course, Lake inherits Nielsen's personnel, and it's not his usual standard 3-4. I think Lake will be able to have great success despite it, though. And now, the fun part, the offensive side of the ball. The Falcons obviously brought in Kirk Cousins, and I'll let Old Joe explain his thoughts. Outside of Kirk Cousins, the Falcons really didn't do much. They brought in Darnell Mooney and a couple of other pieces. The key thought is they don't have to do... The key thing, though... Okay. Outside of Kirk Cousins, the Falcons really didn't do much. They brought in Darnell Mooney and a couple other pieces. The key thing, though, is they didn't have to do much. Arthur Smith is gone, and that might as well be all the offense... No. Outside of Kirk Cousins, the Falcons really didn't do much. They brought in Darnell Mooney and a couple of other pieces. The key thing, though, is they didn't have to do much. Arthur Smith is gone, and that might be all the offense needs to succeed. So, for the first time in nearly a decade, Falcons fans truly have something to look forward to. The team has its roster. So, for the first time in nearly a decade, Falcons fans truly have something to look forward to. The team has its best roster it's had in a long while. The coaching staff seems extremely solid. And for the first time in over 5 years, the team is favored to make the playoffs, according to various sports books. Falcons fans went through hell these past years, and with Kirko Chains and company, it finally seems like there is light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for watching Peach State Sports. If you would like another one of these videos, please let me know down below. Also, like, subscribe, watch my reels and live streams, and I'll see you next time. There we go. That's how we record a video. Very cool. It is hot in my house. All right. Alrighty. I think we'll get into more fantasy mock drafts. Let's see what we can do here. Let me do some things in terms of I know it looks weird. Just give me a second and I can make it look not so weird. Or attempt to. C- for Caleb Williams on the pick grade. I don't believe you. Alright. Let's start a new draft. Oh, that got even worse, apparently. Oops. Alright. Again, we'll do pick number 6 because that's what I'm in real life. And we'll get going. Well, that looks only marginally better, but I tried. Justin Jefferson. Alright, so this time we actually have Bijan on the board. I think Bijan might be the move. I'm going to take him. I think it's easier to get wide receivers than it is running backs. So I'm going to go ahead and take Bijan. And then if I get Derrick Henry on the turn, I am chilling. I'll take Kyren Williams. No, the pick before. Or 2 picks before. Alright. I'm going to take Devontae. I don't like Devontae or Marvin Harrison Jr. I really was hoping for Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco, or Kyren Williams, but that's kind of the way it's going to go in drafts like these. Alright. Stop. Go away. Alright. It's going to be Mike Evans here. Just, that's who I feel most comfortable with. We'll see who makes it around the turn. If Lamar makes it around the turn, that would be very cool. Come on. Ah, there he goes. Trey McBride is interesting. I don't really feel comfortable with that, but I don't know who else I would pick here. I think it is going to be Trey McBride. I would have loved Lamar Jackson or Alvin Kamara, and they went the 2 picks before. Those were who I was eyeing. The fact that Anthony Richardson went before Lamar Jackson is just absolutely insane, but whatever. Alright, I am on the clock. It's probably going to be Rasheed. Actually, ooh. I'm going Aaron Jones here. I still need a running back. He's a bit down the board, but I need a running back. That's the best way to do it, and I still think that I can get one of these top receivers. Terry McLaurin being so highly rated is interesting. So Rashee Rice and company are still here. James Conner is very interesting. I think I'm going to go with Amari Cooper, though. Okay, now's about the time I have to take a QB. Jordan Love would be fine. Is Kyler Murray still available? No. He goes before them, I suppose. I mean, I rather wait. I'm not a huge Jordan Love guy in fantasy. I actually don't know what's better, though, in this situation. Nick Chubb, maybe. Let's go... No. Let's go Rashee Rice. He's somehow still here. Rashee Rice, I mean. I don't think it's pronounced Rashee. But... All right. Why are their kickers showing up? Nick Chubb goes the pick before. That kind of sucks. I will take Justin Herbert, though. That is easy. Zeke. Those would be good picks. Yeah, need a running back here. It's probably going to be Devin Singletary. Like me some Devin Singletary. I think that's going to be it. No, we'll go a couple more. We'll see what's available. Alright, so round 10, Justin Tucker, bunch of kickers. TJ Hawkins is definitely the pick. Got two great tight ends now. And then we'll take one more position player. Ooh, Tyler Lockett, I was staring at Tyler Lockett. How is Tua still on the board? Whatever. Gus Bus. Gus Bus seems okay. I'm going to take Gus Bus. Yeah. He seems like a good pick in the 11th. I don't know what better running back we would go with there. Alright, so let's just... Well, I apparently have to wait. So we'll wait, and then we'll see our team. The second draft we've had at pick 6. If it ever loads. There we go. That's not a lot of green, but I like that team. From pick 6, I would say, like, Devontae Adams and, like, I think we just missed out on the best players at this turn, and Derrick Henry and some others. So I think that kind of threw off the rest of the board, because if we get Derrick Henry here, obviously we don't need Aaron Jones, and then yada, yada, yada. But I think this is a really good team for pick 6. Like, especially the flexibility at tight end. I think Devin Singletary might end up being a RB2, so having him in the flex is good. I think Amari Cooper could be a wide receiver 1, depending on how Deshaun Watson plays. Rashee Rice I'm not super happy with, but not much else I can do. Alright, if anyone is in the chat and they want to have a certain pick or certain settings for this next mock draft, put it down in the chat, and I will read it and we can do it. Otherwise, we'll probably just do pick 6 again so I can get some more practice. We'll turn it down to 12 rounds because I don't really care about kickers and punters. Or, excuse me, kickers and defense. So, give you guys a couple seconds if you're in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just hop into it. Pick 6, I think, is a good spot to be in this year, so. Alright, let's do it. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go with Bijan again. I think running back is super important. And then now I'm hoping, okay, well, Kyron Williams already went. Hoping for Derrick Henry or Jahmyr Gibbs. Derrick Henry or Jahmyr Gibbs. They both gone. See, we're in the same spot. We're in the same exact spot. I'm not doing Josh Allen. Like, this wants me to pick Josh Allen. I'm not doing that. I'd rather just get the known commodity with Devontae Adams, I think is what it comes down to. See, now, if Sam Laporta's on the board, I would take Sam Laporta. Ah. Go away. I am taking... Oh! What happened? Oh, okay, there he is. I am taking Sam Laporta. I don't care about this system's pick grade. I really don't give a hoot. Alright. We need a running back. I don't love Josh Jacobs. I'm going Kenneth Walker. Sorry, not sorry. That one's easy for me to make. Aaron Jones would be good. I know I was kind of crap-talking him. Okay, well. Because the wide receivers here, not super enticing. Joe Burrow. Joe Burr. I don't really care for. I don't know. Kind of want to take George Kittle, but I know that's crazy. I know that's crazy talk when we already have a tight end. Kind of want to take James Conner. Again, I know that's crazy talk. I think it's going to be T. Higgins. And that way we've got our starters fleshed out except for flex. Ooh, James Conner might still be on the board. He is. Well, that's good we didn't pick him because now we get him. Oh, or we get Samir White because it loaded weird. Not what I wanted. Oh, there's Kyler. I would love Kyler at this pick. Alrighty. There we go. Easy enough. I think I'm just going to end the draft. I don't need to see more. Alright, well, it looks like no one is in the stream, so I'm going to call it quits. Stream for just over an hour and 20 minutes here. So thank you all for joining. If you're watching this later, I appreciate it. But this has been Joe Copshow with Peach State Sports. Again, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next stream and when this video goes out. Adios.